Butler fans, welcome to the Bulldog Blitz. I'm your host, Dana Lee, and today I'm sitting here with Katherine Turner, a member of the women's cross-country team. Katherine, thanks so much for being here.
No problem.
Now, just last week, your team came in 16th out of 42 teams at pre-nationals. What are some of the expectations for the rest of the postseason?
Honestly, we were actually a little disappointed with that result. As a team, we felt like we could have actually run a little bit better, and we were hoping that we would beat IU, who finished just one place ahead of us, which was frustrating. But we feel like we're still on the right track to qualify for nationals, and that's really our big aim for the season. Just next week, we're heading to New York for our conference meet. So that's the Big East Championship, so that's an exciting opportunity for us to race as a team again. And then after that, we're heading to Wisconsin for the regional meet, which is where we're hoping to secure our place at nationals.
Now, speaking of nationals, it wasn't too long ago, actually just 2013, that the women's team came in third at nationals. How does that past experience impact maybe the mindset going into the postseason?
It's really inspiring being part of a team and wearing the Butler colors, knowing like what this team has achieved in the past. Like there are not many members of that team still left. But Olivia Pratt, who was on the team last year but is out of eligibility this year, was on that team, and Colleen Weatherford was on that team, and she's running this year. So like having that there and knowing like what kind of caliber of athletes have been through Butler and like that Coach Rowe has coached is like really awesome, and he talks about it a lot and gives us like inspiration from that.
Now, what does this team need to do to repeat that team's success from 2013?
The main thing we need to do really is just get to the start line fit and healthy. I think that's a challenge for every Division I cross-country team because it's such a demanding sport. So I think as long as we can get to the start line fit and healthy, then we have a really good chance of getting to nationals. We have a super young team this year, so it's just like getting the younger athletes to believe that they can be right up there in races and like competitive with the best.
Now, individually, you're having quite the season. You came in 15th at pre-nationals just last weekend. You ran a 6K time of 20 minutes and 29 seconds. Now, just to give people some context, that's an average mile time of 5 minutes and 29 seconds. How do you physically prepare your body to go through such an ordeal?
I don't know, like this year's been weird for me. Like I didn't expect to be running quite as fast as I am running, and I wasn't sure that I would be able to be a leader for the team, but it's kind of just turned out that that's the way it is. Coach Rowe is really good at getting us ready for races. Like we haven't backed off that much in training yet because we're still like grinding away and getting better every time. But I know as we get closer to regionals and conference, like he'll start to back us off in training and make sure that our legs feel fresh going into the big races. I think for me, the most important thing is like being mentally prepared. Like previous years, I haven't believed that I would be successful. Whereas this year, Coach Rowe's just been like, yeah, run at the front because that's where you belong. And for me, that's been really fun.
You mentioned it a little bit earlier, but it hasn't always been easy. I know last year you went through numerous injuries. How were you able to stay so positive throughout that process?
I think there's a huge amount of support at Butler. Like there's a lot of people that I've had the opportunity to work with. There's sports psychologists, there's nutritionists, there's the training room staff. But I think the main person in that has been Coach Rowe. Like, he's such a great coach. And even when I've been going through really tough times, he's always told me to believe in my talent and that I can get back to where I want to be. And over this summer, he spoke to me on the phone, like, across the ocean and told me, like, yeah, you're going to be there, you're doing everything right. So yeah, I think just having Coach Rowe there and also my teammates. Like, I've been living with girls on the team for 2 years now, and like, all of like having them around and them giving me like positive feedback and saying like you're going to get there has been like really helpful.
Which, with such a young team, what does the team chemistry look like right now?
This year has been so much fun actually. Like we've had a bunch of new faces, and I think we've just had a way more positive mindset as a group, which I think has been really, really good. It's been fun having new people on the team and having a group of girls who can all run together. In previous years, we've been a bit more divided and had like a front group and like a group that's been working at a slightly slower pace, whereas this year, like, most of the time we're running all together, which I think has got, like, a really good team atmosphere.
If people haven't noticed by now, I'm going to point it out. Your English accent. Home is almost 4,000 miles away, which almost begs the question, how did you end up in Indianapolis?
It was kind of random, to be honest, but I was looking at a number of schools. They approached me asking like whether I'd be interested in coming here to run and also study for a master's. But Coach Rowe rang me on the phone and took the time to speak to me in person several times, and he told me about the program here and like his kind of coaching philosophy and what he thought that I could do. And it just like really excited me. And I remember putting down the phone and saying to my mom, like, I think I want to go to Butler. Like, I think that's the place for me. And like every day since I've got here, I've known that was the right decision. Like, I feel like Butler is just a perfect fit for me. And although it is a long way from home, like, I feel like I'm starting to build a home here, which is really cool.
As a graduate student, this is your last year at Butler. What's next for you?
Right now, I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of like just questioning like where I want to be and what I want to do. I'm hopeful that I'm going to have the opportunity to stay in the States for another year once I complete my graduation. But it's really up in the air right now, which is kind of a challenge to have that and focus on running at the same time. But I'm trying to just focus on my running, get the season completed and hopefully finish it on a high and then think about where I want to go from there.
Katherine, thanks so much for being here. Best of luck to you this upcoming postseason. Bulldog fans, thanks for watching. The second half of the game is coming right up, so stick around.